Again, so we're going to start now looking at step three, checking your effective resolution of all links. So I'm going to demo this a little bit, show you a few examples, and then we'll just hopefully clarify what this is. If you don't completely understand what it is, at least you can make sure that you meet the minimum requirements, which is to have all of your linked photographs larger than 280 ppi in their effective resolution readout. So let's have a look at how to do that. So if you go to open your document that you're working on and go to one of the pages where your images are, hello, then you will see that when you click on it and you go over to the links panel, you'll find the links panel by going up into window and go down to links and it'll pop out. You may not see everything you're seeing on mine right now. You'll probably see something like that. Now what you can do is just pull down the link info tab at the bottom here, link info, just to open up that window. There's a lot more information there. Now you can also adjust the information in this panel by simply clicking in the options, going down to panel options. And I want you to make sure that you've got effective PPI in front of you. So under show column, click effective PPI and then hit OK. And then you might have to open up your window a little bit wider, but then you'll see this extra column here and a whole lot of numbers. 462, 245, 293, 325. Some of these are above 300 and some are less than, and we want to make sure that they're all above for the sake of the print. So why are some less than? Well, it just happens, for example, I've put in a few examples here of images that I've downsized for the sake of using on Blackboard. So this image here was originally, or is, 2000 pixels wide, whereas this lovely big image, where's it gone? There it is, page 2. This one is 6,000 pixels wide. So my camera is a 24 megapixel camera. The dimensions of my JPEGs, if shot at large or fine, in other words, straight out of camera, are 6,000 by 4,000, which adds up to 24,000. That's why we say 24,000 megapixels. And that baby is, capable of being enlarged to a double-sided, double page spread. I might do that for you now. So if we enlarge that up, it's going to still retain the effective resolution of 300 or more. Actually, I won't do it now. I'm just going to keep going through explaining what the hell this thing is. So effective resolution is the kind of precision of the information. It's the intensity of the information from the image. It's like the richness and the flavor of the color information. If you don't have enough flavor, you'll have a weak kind of taste in the printed document. It might look good on screen, but when you print it out, it's going to taste lousy. And the 300 effective dots per inch is the minimum, pixels per inch is the minimum effective PPI that you need. So down here in the layers panel, links panel, you can see the effective PPI of this image is 819. If I look at these other ones that I'd compressed for Blackboard to put up on Blackboard, this one is 325. So that's reasonably big. That's still going to print okay at that scale. This one here is only 245. So if I wanted to print this image and make it look good at a digital or offset printing outcome, I'd have to make it smaller on my page. My page is, I think, 210 square, and this is about 210 wide millimeters, and it's just too wide. It's going to look rough when printed. So how do we improve that? Well, all you do is make sure the image is smaller on the page, or the right size on the page. So if I shrink this image, I'll increase the effective PPI. Just watch. So here's 245. So if I click on that, I'll just use auto fit up here because it's the most precise way to scale an object, a photograph without distorting it at all. And if I just now bring that down, I'll just bring it down a tad. Now you can see my effective PPI has gone up to 289. It was 245. So let's get it over 100, over 300. Bring it down again. Now it's up to 310. Over here now, 310. So that image now, instead of it being about 210 millimeters wide, it's down to about 170 millimeters wide, and it's going to look fine printed at that scale. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Get this little number above 300 and you'll be happy with the printed result, if it's a good photo. There you go. So I hope that makes a bit of sense. So the general process is to get your images as large as possible out of camera. Make sure you don't use the ones you've shrunk down for flicker. Put them, place them into InDesign without changing their size in Photoshop. Just place them straight in, and then make sure when you're scaling your images in InDesign that effective PPI is above 300 or about 300. Absolute minimum 280 according to Darren Woolley, and I trust his judgment on that one. So that's that. Now let's just show you what's possible when you do have a large enough image. If we go to this image here, which has a current effective resolution of 819, because this is straight out of my Fuji camera, it's a 24 megapixel camera, it's got 6,000 pixels wide, this image right now. So I could enlarge the hell out of this thing and still get a good result. So I'm going to use the auto fit function right now, and I'm just going to enlarge that up so it's bigger than the spread, large enough to fit that spread and bleed off to the sides, which we've got about there. So I might just now turn auto fit off and bring that back down so it's a bit neater. So there's my full bleed image running off all four sides of the double page spread. And let's click on the links panel and see what the effective PPI is. It's 355. So there you go. My camera would give me no problems about printing a full double page spread image. However, make sure your camera's got that resolution. Some of those smaller Canon and Nikon cameras and some of the point and shoots will not have this file size. So make sure you check before you go enlarging your photos too much. If it's a problem, if the effective resolution is too low, if it's less than 280, just shrink your image. So here's another example on page 4. It's currently 266. It's too low in effective PPI. So I'm just going to turn on auto fit, get my move tool and shrink that one down. And we'll just see what it ends up at. So if we bring it down to there, okay, so that's at 324 effective PPI. Bring it up a bit, that's at about 300, 296. So the same image, a little bit smaller, is now safe for printing.